Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the news from SABA satellite channel from Marib. Here are tonight's top stories.
President Alimi meets with UK, US, German and European delegations and military leaders on Yemen stability, security and international partnerships.
Prime Minister Zindani meets German and French diplomats to strengthen Yemen's national priorities and bilateral cooperation.
PLC member Al-Arada and Al-Khambashi discuss unity and security coordination.
Welcome back and to the details. In our top story tonight, President Rashad Al-Alimi met with the UK Minister for the Middle East, Hamish Falconer, to discuss strengthening the long-standing partnership between Yemen and the United Kingdom. They address ways to enhance cooperation across various sectors, focusing on the support needed to build Yemen's institutions, ensure security, combat terrorism, and protect international shipping lanes. President Al-Alimi praised the UK's consistent support for Yemen's sovereignty and the unity, particularly through its role in the United Nations Security Council. He also emphasized the importance of recent progress in Yemen, which includes improvements in governance, essential services, and unifying security efforts with the support of Saudi Arabia. The president stated that Yemen is now closer to recovery than ever before and that international support at this critical moment will be a strategic game changer for the country's long-term peace and stability.
President of PLC, Dr. Rashad Al-Alimi, expressed Yemen's desire for long-term sustainable peace that preserves the state and prevents the resurgence of violence. During his meeting today with a delegation from the European Institute of Peace, led by Ambassador Hisham Yusuf, President Al-Alimi emphasized that, quote, "There is no lasting peace without one state, one weapon, and one decision." He pointed out that Europe's experience in building peace after devastating wars serves as a model for understanding how to rebuild nations after division and counteract ideological extremism. He reiterated that Houthi militias are not a conflict party, but rather a closed ideological group promoting racial discrimination and denying equal citizenship. The president stressed that any peace without enforcement guarantees would lead to the reproduction of violence, calling for the dismantling of the militias' military and ideological structure and the criminalization of sectarianism and racism in all laws and constitutions. He further stated that peace cannot be achieved through a balance of power between the state and militias, but requires empowering the state and eliminating sources of violence.
In another diplomatic engagement, President Rashad Al-Alimi met with U.S. Chad Affairs to Yemen Jonathan Bichia to discuss enhancing bilateral relations between Yemen and the United States. During the meeting, President Al-Alimi praised the historical partnership with the U.S., acknowledging its support for Yemen's legitimacy, efforts in countering terrorism, and protecting regional and international security. He also expressed appreciation for Washington's firm stance against the Houthi militia and its pressure on Iran. The president also discussed recent developments in Yemen, including the formation of a new government, improvements in basic services, and the progress in security and military unification. He reiterated Yemen's commitment to a just and lasting peace that ends the war without legitimizing weapons outside the state.
In a related context, President Al-Alimi met today with a German parliamentary delegation led by MP Alexander Radwan to discuss the current situation in Yemen. The president updated the delegation on recent developments in Yemen, including the formation of a new government, the unification of military and security decisions, and significant improvements in basic services. He emphasized that these steps have restored the state's authority after years of fragmentation. The president reaffirmed Yemen's commitment to peace, but stressed the challenge of progress with the Houthi militia, calling them an ideological group that rejects equal citizenship and monopolizes power under the guise of divine right. He emphasized that Yemen seeks a lasting, sustainable peace, leading to a modern civil state with equal citizenship.
In Riyadh today, members of the Presidential Leadership Council, Salim Al-Khanbashi and Sultan Al-Arada, reaffirmed the importance of integrated coordination and unified vision on national issues benefiting Hadramaut, Marib, and all liberated governorates. The two leaders emphasized the need for unified security and military efforts under one national umbrella to advance the liberation process and reclaim the capital, Sana'a, from the Houthi militias. They also praised the newly formed government's commitment to returning to Yemen and fulfilling its national responsibilities. The meeting also addressed key security and military updates and efforts to normalize conditions in the interim capital, Aden, and other liberated areas, marking these as top national priorities. Furthermore, the discussion touched on service-related issues in the liberated governorates, particularly in Hadramaut and Marib, emphasizing the importance of joint coordination to improve essential services for citizens.
Continuing partnership discussions, Speaker of the Parliament Sultan Al-Barakani met with the German parliamentary delegation led by MP Alexander Radwan to discuss the current situation in Yemen and ways to strengthen parliamentary cooperation between the two countries. Al-Barakani highlighted the recent progress in Yemen, including gradual recovery, security, stability, and the formation of a new government. The Speaker reiterated Yemen's commitment to a just and comprehensive peace, emphasizing that the Houthi militia, which rejects peace and partnership, must be removed for Yemen to restore its institutions and sovereignty. He also condemned the Houthi militia's violations, including targeting UN staff and humanitarian workers, and its attacks in the Red Sea, which threaten regional and international security. The German delegation reaffirmed their country's commitment to Yemen's security, stability, and unity, expressing support for a peaceful solution and offering help in building Yemen's state institutions and providing humanitarian aid to alleviate the suffering of the Yemeni people.
As part of the government's diplomatic efforts, Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs Shaya Az-Zindani met with the delegation from the German Bundestag led by MP Alexander Radwan to discuss Yemen's current situation, bilateral cooperation, and mutual interests. The meeting focused on Yemen's challenges, including the economic, humanitarian, and security issues, and the government's vision for achieving peace aimed counter Houthi insurgents, Az-Zindani emphasizing the direct threat posed by Houthi actions to regional and international security, particularly through their repeated attacks on international shipping and trade routes. Az-Zindani called for stronger actions and European parliaments, especially the German Bundestag, to advocate for a more forceful stance against the Houthi militia. He also reiterated the government's commitment to peace and stressed the need for unified international pressure on the Houthis to engage the meaningful political dialogue and respect international resolutions. In response, the German parliamentary delegation reaffirmed Germany's commitment to supporting Yemen politically and humanely, as well as coordinating efforts in regional and international forums.
Also today, in a meeting with the French ambassador to Yemen, Catherine Kourm-Kamoun, Prime Minister Shaya Az-Zindani confirmed that the government is preparing a short-term plan through the end of this year, focusing on urgent priorities directly impacting citizens' lives, ensuring stability and improving institutional performance. During the meeting, the Prime Minister Az-Zindani emphasized the government's commitment to maintaining strong ties with France. The discussion included updates on Yemen's situation and France's support for Yemen's peace efforts and stability, especially in the international arena. Az-Zindani praised France's continuous backing for Yemen's legitimacy and its role in supporting efforts to end the war and alleviate the humanitarian crisis.
In another important step towards strengthening Yemen's partnerships in the security sector, Interior Minister Lieutenant General Ibrahim Haidan met today with Saudi Deputy Minister for Interior Prince Abdul Aziz bin Ayyaf to discuss enhancing joint security cooperation. The two officials held discussions during the World Defense Exhibition 2026 in Riyadh. They reviewed a number of key issues of mutual interest, aiming to strengthen security efforts and further collaboration between the two countries.
Chief of General Staff Lieutenant General Saghir bin Aziz met with Admiral Edward Graham, the UK's senior military advisor for the Middle East and North Africa, to discuss strengthening and developing military cooperation between Yemen and the UK. The meeting, held on the sidelines of the third edition of the World Defence Exhibition in Riyadh, focused on the latest military developments, enhancing bilateral cooperation in defence training and education, and international efforts to secure maritime safety and regional stability. Lieutenant General bin Aziz praised the UK's continued support for Yemen's legitimate government and military forces, stressing the importance of exchanging military expertise to address shared security threats and challenges. Admiral Graham reiterated the UK's commitment to supporting Yemen's unity, security and stability, commending the strong military coordination between the two countries.
A two-day workshop on seasonal forecast for Yemen, March, April, May 2026, and their impact on food security concluded today in Aden. The event aimed to analyze climate projections and develop emergency plans to mitigate climate change effects. Specialists from various ministries, including Agriculture and Fisheries and the Civil Aviation and Meteorological Authority, participated in the discussions. Key officials emphasized the importance of enhancing partnerships to exchange data and tackle climate-related challenges to agriculture and fisheries. The workshop's finding will support authorities in taking proactive measures to address climate change impacts on Yemen's food security.
In Marib, a seminar titled The Yemeni Tribe and Its Role in Enhancing Social Fabric and Protecting Yemeni Identity was organized by the Brand Media Foundation, coinciding with the launch of WATAD Initiative, a platform dedicated to the study of the Yemeni tribe's history, customs, and national role. The seminar included 5 key papers covering the role of the tribe and the state in Yemen, tribal contributions to peace, the tribe's role in political transformations, and the protective role of tribe customs for women. Dr. Omar Radman concluded with a paper on the tribe's contributions to preserving values and principles. In his opening remarks, Ahmed Rabia, Deputy Minister of Information, emphasized the importance of documenting the tribe's historical during times of instability. He encouraged media, cultural, and research institutions to focus on promoting a deeper understanding of Yemeni tribal structure, traditions, and values to enhance societal unity and address challenges.
This has been the news from SABA Satellite Channel. Stay tuned for updates and have a good time.